Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune for Thursday, the 29th of July, 2021. Well, I hope everybody's been having a good week. We started this out with a little bit of awakening, an understanding, letting go of what we thought, basically. Had some transformation, and now we're in a place of offering compassion and healing. The challenge, of course, was to understand that things would continue to change. That was the Wheel of Fortune. But the benefit, the Two of Cups, is that you come into a healing of relationships with other people. So I'm wondering, if some of the things that have been plaguing our relationships with others, or, whether it has to do with the conspiracy stuff, or whether it has to do with the understanding about the pandemic, we're having to remask up now because the Delta variant is so bad, which would not have happened if people simply would have masked up to begin with. It would have given the virus no place to go and no way to mutate. So, but we didn't do that here. You had, I don't know what it was, a third of the country. I mean, I hate to put a number onto it because I don't know. It just feels like that, and I don't know if that's accurate exactly. But say a third of the country decided not to listen, decided that it was that it wasn't real or something, and that the only thing you had to do was just get it and get past it. Well, that's, as we know, getting it doesn't get you past it. Unfortunately, the damage this does to someone's body, we don't know. It may be that people that come out of it seemingly just fine will develop issues later on. We don't know. We just know that some of the issues that the long haul people are developing are real and devastating, and debilitating. So, what's that going to do to people that fared better, maybe? We don't know this. We don't know the answer to any of it. So to be so foolish as to, I understand being hesitant about vaccinations, but honestly, they have a good track record. So, let go of the hesitancy and get your vaccination. But, right now we're in this position that this variant is going crazy because people haven't. And they continue to spread this virus. It's very, very contagious, even more transmissible, I guess. So, just at least wear a mask. Just don't transmit any of this to anybody, all right? I mean, we've been dealing with this now for what, over a year and a half? It's getting old. And we're coming into fall here. Won't be long. And we will never have had a break from it. The hospitals can't take it. They can't. So I don't know. Let's go ahead and take our rune for the day, our Elder Futhark rune. But so it's either going in one of those two directions, or maybe you've got a misunderstanding between you and someone else. It could be that. And that whatever has been happening is people are starting to realize the truth of it all and maybe want to find some measure of healing in it. We have Ansus as the rune for today. This is Odin's rune. It's the rune of eloquence and spirit communication. So you're really talking about invoking, higher self energies into your communications with others today. Let's see what the geomancy rune is going to be. We'll throw the elementals down here. We'll put them in the order of fire, air, water, and earth. So we have Karsar today. Now, Karsar is considered an evil influence, but realistically what it means is self-imprisonment. It could be imprisonment by others, but it's usually what we do to ourselves to keep us locked in some kind of a box of perception. Kind of looks like a cage, doesn't it? Or something that can hold something. Well, basically what it's holding is our awareness, essentially, into one fixed position, and that's not the idea You don't want, in other words, you don't want communications to become stuck today, but they might. Or it could simply mean that communications are becoming extraordinarily focused. So if this is related to whatever was going on Monday, with maybe having some transformation from getting stuck to then being able to, have some understanding or compassion for other people, maybe, we'll see what direction this goes in terms of the cards. But maybe it's that this is a continuation of Monday, but we'll see, maybe not. But it seems like things are going to get real focused in a higher vibratory situation. You can look at it that way. I don't know how you can, because I think the two are diametrically opposed. When you think of the freedom of spirit, which Ansus could indicate, versus Karser, which is self-restriction, that, or realistically, that's your choice. To stay stuck in the old paradigms, the things that aren't working, or to free yourself through some higher self-awareness, so that you have a greater understanding of what's going on. So anyhow, let's see the first card. Well, we're going to leave behind emotions that no longer serve us. That can have something to do with Karser, walking away, letting higher self allow you to let go of the resistance within, maybe. And it looks to me like that's what's happening here. Here you have, it's nighttime. You have some craggy rocks there at the beach. Basically, this is on the coastline. You see all 8 cups. It's almost like he represents the 9th cup of endings, doesn't he? Now he's walking uphill. You can see here. You can see there's some rocks in the way. So it might be difficult, but he knows what he has to take with him and what he needs to just leave behind. So again, if this is about reuniting with people that you've been estranged from, either you're the one that's had difficulty with reality, or you're not. You're the other side of the coin, waiting for the other person to wake up, because clearly they're not doing it on their own. They're not making those realizations on their own. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe some people are, but maybe some people are not. And again, I'm focusing it on what the greater goings on of our country right now. And maybe even the world. I don't know. I think that what's happening here in this country is also plaguing other countries with the conspiracy stuff. It's pretty much everywhere now, which is sad. People are thinking things that are just absolute lunacy. It's like up is down and down is up. It's everything is the opposite of what truly is in their minds. I don't know how you function effectively that way. I don't know how you function in reciprocity or harmony with others either. So we have another 8 card here instead of the 8 of cards, or 8 of cups. We have the 8 of pentacles. And here we have a guy who's diligently working on his craft. Now it's away from other people because the town's behind him. And if you look really carefully, you can see it right there. He's blocking it, its view otherwise. There's a line of demarcation there. What I call the line of demarcation is like this double line that is like at the bottom. It marks the difference between where something is happening and where something else is happening. Okay, like that was then, this is now, or what have you, or because we did this, now we have that. There's some kind of causal relationship maybe between all of it. But here, he's basically preparing his way. This is material achievement. This is material, maybe recognition, except that he's out away from the town. So I don't know that recognition is there yet. But he's building his wealth. He's building his legacy, isn't he? Getting ready maybe to sell his wares. And so whatever, he's getting back to business. He's let go of emotions that no longer serve him, even though it might be difficult, and plying your trade is difficult for certain, getting yourself known, getting yourself recognized, making a living from it, either on your own or because some other business sees you and says, hey, you want to come work for us? you know? And so that could be what that is as well, because he's out away from the town so he can be seen. It's just that they're not right there with him. He's not in the middle of things. So it's almost like there's a planning aspect of this, you know, where he's working towards something that he can then go and show others, maybe. Or he's just diligently working on his trade, you know, and on his trade. He's getting back to business. Well, we have Judgment, the 20th card of the Major Arcana, as the last card in the first 3 influence cards here. And here we definitely have Awakening and Understanding. So what we may do is go ahead and put this at the beginning. Maybe we want to have him awaken first. Again, we have a 2 and a 2, which if you look at it, or not a 2 and a 2, a 1 and a 1 to make 20 basically. So it's a 2. It's a 2 card of reciprocity, and we ended. Let's see, the benefit card was the 2 of Cups on Monday. So the benefit, the outcome, in other words, of something like this, of this transformation with death, is that you get into a better reciprocity with others. So maybe we awaken to that truth. Maybe we awaken to a better balance in terms of perception and in terms of how we see things, which then causes us to walk away from emotions that no longer serve, which then frees us up to then diligently apply, you know, our trade, our craft, and to build that sort of experience, that sort of wealth and achievement and recognition. But here we have Gabriel standing above the people that are standing up in their caskets and their coffins. They're nude. You see the cross there on the flag, which is basically, I've said this before, we should be here, but all too often we're down there, at the bottom of form. The center line can either be the abyss of where we take the leap of faith and come into form, or it can mean the masculine or feminine or the projective or receptive side of self that we seem to want to balance while we're here. It's never going to be perfectly 50-50, obviously, but at the same time, you know, you can live your authenticity. You can be your authentic self, and that's the whole idea of it, right? Knowing when you have to assert yourself and when it's better to be a more receptive type of response. So, but if we're looking to this in terms of the final awakening, I think the Judgment card is doing that. And if it's almost like let's get back to business. Let's get back to the way things were. You know, 8 is a greater number of harmony, that it's being repeated twice in this, and we haven't finished the reading yet. We still have 2 more cards to draw. I think that it's telling us that this is a time of strength, to awaken into strength. 8 is a number of strength. It's not just achievement or recognition. It's leadership. And so it's taking, you know, being the leader within your life and taking that risk to then awaken into something else, to let go of emotions that don't serve you, to stay involved in this stuff where up is down and down is up. It doesn't make any sense. You're never going to, in other words, those things are never going to be true. And you're living in someone else's manufactured lie that they need you to believe so that, you know, they stay relevant. Well, this isn't about them anymore. I mean, unfortunately it was, and it shouldn't have been. But this isn't about that person anymore. This is about how do we get on with things? How do we, you know, get on with our lives, basically? Building something with our lives instead of living in some kind of chaotic denial of what the actual truth is. So the challenge card is the Fool, to take the leap of faith. You see him standing on the precipice of something new. He's got his head turned to, his face is turned to spirit. He's not even looking as he takes the leap. He doesn't have to. He trusts the process. He's got a white rose in his left hand. Rose of purity. He's got everything he needs, and he doesn't need much. You see, the knapsack is very small. He doesn't have a bunch of suitcases, right? He just needs what he decided to become. That's all he needs, is the theme. There's his dog at his side, and they're ready to take that leap into form, into something new, undeveloped potential, okay? That's the challenge, to let this happen, to risk, to trust the process, to have faith in other people, to have faith in the truth, which seems to be so hard for some people right now, is they don't have any faith in the truth. If the government says it, it's a lie. If someone of a different political persuasion says it, it's a lie. So the challenge is to take that risk and to trust the process, that it's going to take you in a positive direction. It's going to take you in a direction that's more certain, more real. And then the benefit card. No more feeling left out in the cold. This is a card of destitution and of help being on the other side of that stained glass window, but maybe not for them. You know, either they don't see it, or the people inside don't know they're out there, or they don't want to know. One of the two. This to me is just like the worst of the worst. 5 denotes change. Pentacles are about our material security and our material happiness, our material, well, our work, our home, our family, everything about our material life, okay? Something's happened here. You've got the littlest one there with only one shoe, one boot. The other one, the taller one, looks, they're leaning into the snow. It's cold, it's windy. It doesn't look like the tall one has any shoes on at all. The other one's on makeshift crutches. So something bad has happened, and there's nothing that they can do about it, right? They're there. They're bereft. They're destitute. They're desperate. Well, if you take that leap of faith into the what shouldn't be the unknown, but maybe it is for you, or for someone you know, for them to take that leap of faith, the benefit is they're going to let go of what's happening here. They'll no longer feel on the outside of everything. You know, sometimes people get a little crazy when they feel like nobody hears them, when they feel like nobody's willing to listen to what they have to say. And for some reason, these folks have been convinced that nobody wants to hear them, and everybody thinks that they're fools, and they don't want to hear anything they have to say, whatever their problems are. You know, well, that's not true. You know, it just isn't true. There may be one side of the coin that doesn't want to hear anything anyone has to say, that needs something, but the other side does. And you know, you want to find a way to help address the problem that someone's having. You know, find a way to elevate them so they can fix the problem themselves. Give them the skills, give them the tools, give them the soft place to land so that they can do that. You know, it's you know, the soft place to land may be just avoiding judgment. Just saying, well, okay, this happened, but now we're here. You know, let's move forward from here. I can't do anything about any of that except to say it's not true. Let's just move forward. You know, that's the feeling that I have from all of this. To let go of judgment, to awaken to the truth. That judgment doesn't get anybody anywhere, right? To let go of that which no longer serves, to be able to get back to building your security in life. This can't be, well, I know it isn't for anyone. When you have to worry about a variant that's now here, a mutated virus that's out there that is really bad, even worse than the other one, well, that didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened because people didn't cooperate. I mean, that's the truth of this. And so maybe some people are ready now to do so. And so they're letting go of emotions that kept them from doing that. They're realizing that they were duped into believing something that wasn't true. And now they've got to get on with things, and they've got to take care of themselves. And not only themselves, but in turn other people. So this could be representing people are realizing that, hey, we're in trouble again. And unfortunately, we can sit and gripe about how that happened, but the fact is we've got to get down to business and make sure it doesn't continue. Right? So you can look at it that way as well. So we don't have to feel like there's no hope for any of us. Right? Because that's the way a lot of people feel. I know, I'm online. I see what people say. And just like us, they're going to continue to wear masks for the foreseeable future when they're out and about at the grocery store or wherever they got to go, because they know. And then what happens yesterday? Yesterday and day before, you've got all these states that are now saying, oh, got to go back to this again. The numbers are increasing dramatically. I think, what is it? Is it Florida or someplace that accounts for the majority of it? It's like, come on. It's a lesson in what not to do there, right? And so, I mean, I don't know. It's like, can't we get through this? But it seems like that's what this is about. It's about awakening to something, where once you do, whether it has to do with those two things or not, I don't know. It could be something entirely different for you. It could resonate completely differently. But it's the sense that you awaken, you can move on, and now you can get back to business. You're trusting the process, whatever it is, and letting go of the fear. The benefit is you don't need to be afraid anymore. Things are resolving, and whatever concerns you had, you can let go of them. That's the benefit. You don't need to live here anymore. All right? So whatever has been going on, whether it's pandemic related, the former guy / conspiracy nonsense related, or whether it's something else entirely, there just seems to be a level of awakening this week that's going to benefit you in whatever it is. So anyhow, that's it. That's all I have. I'm going to work on the newsletter, get that done, and get it sent out. Probably, I might even get it sent out Friday night, but instead of Saturday night, but because I got some stuff I got to do Saturday. But I guess, stay cool. If you can, stay in the shade if you don't have air conditioning. It's really, really hot, and we're increasing again. We're going to be in the 90s, high 90s, for the next, I don't know, week or so, I think. And hopefully not back into the triple digits. That was just nuts. I don't think my raspberries are going to do as well. I don't think they're going to fare very well this year, but we've gotten some, but we won't get the harvest we usually get. Everything just goes from being ready to rotten just in a matter of hours. And so it's just too hot. But anyway, hopefully your week has gone well and will continue to do so, and you awaken to something new. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and check out Esoteric Influences this weekend, and come back on Monday for Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune, and also I've been posting the correspondences for the day, the recommendations for what people can do magic wise. So look for that as well. That's coming out 5 days a week now. And I guess that's it. Be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.